Welcome back. We are here to Investigation 2, Part 2. And now we're going to mess around with measurements and meters and all that fun stuff. So, how many big steps to walk a kilometer? I know that sometimes we've had running events where you do a 5K, and the K stands for kilometer. So if you've ever done a 5K, you've actually walked or run 5 kilometers. They want to know how many big steps would it take to walk a kilometer if one step equals about 1 meter. Good question. Let's go and look at our thing. We know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So if each step is a meter, then when we're walking a kilometer, we are going to walk about 1,000 really big steps. Let's look, which is longer? A mile is about 1,609 meters. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. So let's look, they want to know which is longer, a mile or a kilometer. And you can see right now that 1,609 meters right here is greater than 1,000 meters. So a mile is longer than a kilometer. How many millimeters equals 1 meter? Let's go back and look at our information that we were given. We have kilometers to meters, meters to centimeters, meters to millimeters. This is what we want. Let's see. We've got to make sure. How many millimeters is in 1 meter? I wanted to make sure that I understood that. So I look, here is meters to millimeters. So 1 millimeter is equal to 1,000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter. So we have 1,000 millimeters equals 1 meter. Our key is about 3 inches long, I think. Actually, if I'm looking here on my screen shows it a little differently, but let's say it's about 2 inches long, and then you need to measure the centimeters on this. It is about 5 centimeters, and we know that 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. And so that lets me know that if it's 5 centimeters, it's going to be 50 millimeters long. Now we're going to talk a little bit about perimeter. Perimeter is the measurement around an object. We have the length is the long side, the width is generally the short side, and when we want to find the length, then we can measure it. And at this point, the length at right is blank centimeters long, and you will need to measure this. The length right here, and then you need to measure the width. And if an ant started at one corner of a rectangle on problem 18, so we start right here, and he crawled around all 4 sides back to then, how many centimeters would he crawl? Now this part you have to know the measurement of the rectangle. So I'm going to have you find it and then come back. So pause and then come back. If our side is 3 centimeters long, our length and our width is 2 centimeters, then here's what we do. For the perimeter, we add all of our sides. So 3 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. So 3 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 3 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, and that is going to give us our answer of 10 centimeters. When we're wanting to find the perimeter, the answer, the equation is we add all of the sides. So when you hear perimeter, you think all the way around. And the equation for this, there are two equations that you can use. P equals L plus W plus L plus W. Or we can make it even tighter and say perimeter is 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Let's try this one. Keisha ran the perimeter of the block shown. How far did Keisha run? So we know that 2 lengths is going to be 80 times 2, or we can say 80 plus 80, and that the width is going to be 40 times 2. Or you could say 80 plus 80 plus 40 plus 40. And we'll do our math. We'll say 160 plus 80. And that gives us our, we have to add these up. 0, 4, 240 is our answer. 240 yards. Let's make sure to remember to label. In this, they want to know what is the perimeter of the square, and you can see that it's measuring out 2 centimeters. So we know that we have 2 centimeters here, and we know that we have 2 centimeters here because squares are all the same size. And so 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, or we can say 2 centimeters times 4, because we have 4 sides, equals 8 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the square if the sides are 10 inches long? Well, we could do this again. 10 times 4, that gives us 40 centimeters. Find the perimeter of this triangle. And this one we can just say 3 plus 5 plus 4 equals 12 centimeters. And finally, 3 times 2, what is the length of the rectangle? It is 3 feet. What is the width of the rectangle? It is 2 feet. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? It is 10 feet. And we're going to wrap this up. Please remember this. You'll be working more with it through the homework and on tests. It's important. Have fun playing around with your yard with measuring, and I will talk with you later.